It started quietly, almost invisibly. While the world was busy dancing to K-pop and looping Latin hits, something else was happening in the background. No big headlines, no massive promotions, just a sound slowly crossing borders. At the beginning, hardly anyone noticed it. But then, people started hearing it. Not understanding it, just feeling it. And that's where things changed. Because for years, global music followed one rule: if it wasn't in English, it struggled to travel. Language decided success. Charts, radio, media, everything revolved around what people could understand. But things didn't stay that simple. First, Latin music broke that barrier. Then K-pop proved that language wasn't a wall anymore. And quietly, Russian music slipped through that same opening. Not because people suddenly learned Russian, but because they stopped needing to. What most people don't notice is this: listeners today aren't chasing lyrics first. They're chasing feeling. And Russian music delivers something very specific, something hard to explain but easy to experience. A kind of emotional weight. Melancholy, intensity, nostalgia. You don't need translation when a song already tells you how to feel. But the real shift wasn't just emotional. It was visual. Scroll through TikTok or Instagram, and suddenly you'll notice it. Slow motion edits, cold city lights, lonely night drives, fashion clips with a certain mood. And in the background, a Russian track. At first, it's just a sound. Then curiosity kicks in. People search it, find the full song, discover the artist. And just like that, one viral moment turns into thousands of new listeners. But that's only part of the story. Because soon another layer appears: Russian rap. Not the flashy, commercial version many are used to, but something quieter, sharper, more introspective. It feels raw, less about showing success, more about expressing reality. And in a world where a lot of music feels manufactured, that difference stands out immediately. Listeners begin to feel like they've discovered something real. And this is where things get even more interesting. Most Russian artists aren't heavily controlled by massive global labels. They move faster. They experiment more. They release what they want, when they want. And that freedom creates something rare in today's industry: authenticity without filters. But the real twist isn't the sound, or even the strategy. It's psychology. There's something powerful about discovering music from a place that isn't already dominating the global scene. It feels new, unexplored, almost like you're ahead of the trend. And Russian music benefits from exactly that: an outsider effect. People don't come with expectations, they come with curiosity. And curiosity is one of the strongest drivers of virality. At the same time, algorithms are quietly pushing this even further. Streaming platforms no longer care about language the way they used to. They care about mood. So a Russian track doesn't need to break into Western markets anymore. It just needs to fit into a playlist. Chill, dark pop, late night vibes. And suddenly, it's sitting next to global hits, reaching listeners who never actively searched for it. And this is where the bigger picture reveals itself. Global music is no longer controlled by one or two power centers. It's becoming multi-centered. Latin America built its wave. South Korea built its wave. And now, Russia is building something different, not louder, not brighter, but deeper, more atmospheric, more emotionally immersive. But things still aren't perfect. There are barriers, language still matters at scale, global marketing is limited, and collaborations aren't as frequent as in other industries. These slow the growth, but they don't stop it. Because the foundation is already there. And if the next step happens, more global collaborations, more exposure, more viral moments, then what feels like a rising trend today could become something much bigger. And that brings us to the real realization. Russian music isn't just growing because of trends. It's growing because the entire system of music is changing. A system where dominance matters less, and identity matters more. Where you don't need to be understood to be felt. And in that world, Russian music isn't trying to compete. It's simply finding its place. And that place is getting bigger every day.